Namaskar. Welcome to Ancient Wisdom. Many times you must have heard this phrase, old is gold, especially from vintage car enthusiasts. Looking at a modern car, they say, what puny cars nowadays. Pair the old with the new. Were they really that good at that time? So, what we are looking at is a 9050 car versus a 2020 car. A car made in the year 1950s versus a car made in the year 2020. And we will look at what would happen if there is a head-on collision between the two. We will test out couple of more parameters. So, let us consider the head-on collision first. When there is a head-on collision between a 1950 and 2020, the 2020 car is a total loss, and in case of 1950 there are some bumps, some scratches and some bending. So, you would say the 1950 car is stronger. Definitely 1950 car is heavier, bulkier, stronger, masculine. But what happens to the people inside the car? In the same accident, the people in the 2020 car would walk out more or less unscathed, or maybe they would spend a week in the hospital because of concussion. But those in 1950 car are on the way to symmetry. The reason being, the 2020 car has collapsible steel, has seat belts, has inflatable airbags, and a design that crushes itself to save the passengers. Whereas the 1950 car does not have any of these safety features, but because it itself is strong, it can take up any kind of attack, any kind of accident, but the whole load is passed to the passengers. So, nothing happens to the car, but that cannot be said about the passengers. So, this is count 1. We see the count 2, rear ending. Rear ending, first one is 1950 rear-ended by a new car. The new car is again total loss, whereas the old car has to only realign the wheels. This because in case of a new car, all technology is right up front. Front wheel drive, transmission, engine, and then when you hit or rear end a old car which is heavy and strong, all these vital elements are damaged. So, in case of rear ending, old car gains. Of course, again the shock is transferred to the passengers, but because it is done from the back side, it would not be so vital or so critical as in the first place. Now, the third one, rear ending, this time a new car rear ended by an old car. Again, in case of a new car, the damage would be limited because on the back side there is hardly any technology. So it will be only bending, fending jobs, collapse of steel or steel sheet, and no injuries. In case of old car, it will not be even bending the fender. So no loss, but still the new car is safer. And now we come to the fourth category of touch and go accidents. In case of touch and go accidents, the new cars will face a lot of damage, but most of this damage will be to the sheet metal and not to the passengers, and the sheet metal job can easily be done. In case of old cars, 1950 cars, even the sheet metal would not have any damage. There would be some scratches, some dents, some bends here and there, and the car would look as good as new, if that can be said. So it may not even need a visit to the garage. So in case of this, the old car holds better ground. So what we have is, we have seen the comparison on 4 grounds. First is head on collision, second is rear ending, and third is touch and go accident. In all 3, we realize that the new car, 2020 car, is safer, while the old is gold is stronger, heavier, masculine, but not better. Namaskar.